when we get home, I'm going to write a strongly worded review to the state parks in Virginia. Did you see that toilet paper in there?
you mean?
I've never used this term in my life, but thanks to my buddy Randy, I'm going to use it. That toilet paper was thin as a bat's ear. I mean, you couldn't even pull it off of the roll without it falling apart.
Exactly.
You had to spin it and pull it off at the same time. I just passed the Craggy Gardens Visitor Center. Parking lot's jam-packed. People up here doing the same thing I'm doing, enjoying the beauty. But this little stretch here I've always liked because the rock face. Love seeing these motorcycles out. That one looked like he is geared up, packed up, maybe doing an adventure ride. Got two up, husband and wives riding. Looking like a great time to be on a motorcycle trip. Man, oh man. How lucky am I to get to live here. I've been home for a couple of days now. I'm back in beautiful western North Carolina. Just out for a day ride today. Checking out the area. Haven't been over here in quite a while. But the leaves are starting to turn here in western North Carolina. About like they were last week. Up in Virginia, West Virginia. So I'd say we're a week behind. But yeah. Anyway. Been home from the BDR for a couple of days. What's the things I learned? Let's see. Number one, the fine folks at BDR, or Backcountry Discovery Route, for those that don't know, done an outstanding job putting this route together. Yeah, I've heard it all. It doesn't have the technical off-road stuff that the western states. Oh, this is the easiest BDR. Yeah, I get it. But this right here in front of you. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what it has. What it lacks in technical off-road riding, it has in views like this. And if you're from the mid-Atlantic area, from the southeast, from the northeast, you know what I'm talking about. But what did I learn? The BDR folks did an outstanding job putting this route together. The amount of gravel versus the amount of pavement for sections 1, 2, and 3 is spot on. Yeah. Thank you, BDR. Thank you for the supporters. Thank you for the people that helped make this track. Job well done. All right, one other thing that I learned while on the MABDR. Of course, bring a hat or you will look stupid with helmet hair, but don't care. One of the things I learned about the BDR or myself, more about myself, is having that predetermined place to stay for the night. I wasn't a fan of 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon scrambling around trying to find a place to stay. When we got up to Moorefield, West Virginia, it just seemed like we called several places and weren't getting anywhere as far as finding a hotel. You know, I don't want to stay in just any hotel. Would really like to stay in a hotel that has, you know, that it's clean. That's important. But having that predetermined before I leave, I think would reduce one stressful thing for me. And maybe it's me. But that's one thing I did learn. Well, that was that too, because wear a hat or you look like this. Another thing I learned while doing the MABDR was, of course, gear and preparation. The gear that I choose to use, camping gear, outerwear, all of the above, you know, was sufficient. Lightweight backpacking gear, etc., etc. all of that was sufficient. The bike prep, yep, all of that was done, all of that was good. But motorcycle, the Africa Twin is not a dual sport. Nope, it is not a dual sport. So I need to remember, don't ride it like a dual sport. Well, it's heavy laden with 66 pounds of camping gear and my 250 pounds. Yep, the motorcycle was suspension and it being stock still. Yep, it was lacking. So I got to get on the ball and start squirreling money away so that I can replace the suspension on this bike. Rear spring, shock, front forks, get that up to par. Makes it a little challenging when I get a little spicy and start trying to ride stuff a little bit more, faster, especially with the technical stuff. So my gear, all of that was good. The bike I choose, I really like this Africa Twin. More and more I keep thinking, yep, this is the bike, this is the bike. But got to do something about the suspension. There it is. Well, I made my way up here to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm circling back towards my home, making my way through the Mount Mitchell area where the state park is. But highest elevation east of the Mississippi, of course, but if you can see, the leaves are starting to change colors up here at this elevation. A little bit more than what we've seen up in West Virginia and Virginia, but oh yay. The 30% chance of rain today looks like it's going to get me wet. Oh well. So we're talking about things I learned on the MABDR. Well, I jokingly say this. I learned that the MABDR must not like Roger. Oh no, could be wrong. But this was my second attempt and nowhere near completed. Maybe getting close to halfway now, but on my first attempt on the MABDR, of course I run into tire issues, so I learned, hey, never on a holiday weekend, never on Memorial weekend. Ran into some tire issues, and let's just say it's hard to get a tire on Memorial weekend while you're on the MABDR. And on this time, we had some unfortunate circumstances, and we had some bike issues that led us to returning home too soon. We got 4 days of an adventure, which I enjoyed thoroughly. You can see in the videos we acted silly and stuff, but well, at least I did. But thoroughly enjoyed everything I got to do on this trip, what I got to see, the beauty, the fall colors. Thinking need to make another plan to do it in the 1st of October next year, and I'm thinking a north to south trip this time. Well, if something goes wrong, I still got to come home, so might as well ride the BDR. Hope it doesn't backfire. Well, there's one other thing I forgot to mention about the MABDR. Please be careful with the wildlife. In the 4 days that we were on the road, we had one bear go in between myself and Motor Ramblings. Later in section 2, a very large black bear on the left side of the road that was moving pretty quickly, but he did not cross the road. Numerous deer. Had several cross the road in front of us, several on the side, both sides of the road. Everywhere we went, we seen deer. And also, we was going through section 3 and went to a little community, farm valley, whatever you want to call it. And there was a cow that was out of the fence in the front yard. Of course, grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, so that young calf was eating the grass out of the lawn. So yes, keep your eyes moving, keep looking for those movements, those animals on the side of the road, because they are plentiful. Since I caught this parade of cars here on the parkway, I'll go ahead and throw in some bonus things that I learned while riding the MABDR. Might be just a little silly, but that's all right. Can't take everything super serious anyway. But one of the things that I learned that is a must to have in your tank bag is of course dental floss. As you might see in some of my previous videos, gas station chicken can sometimes be a little tough. And while it might be a little tough, it finds its way in between your teeth. Dear Lord, I hope we don't have much video of me complaining on section 2 about having chicken stuck between my teeth, because I probably went on and 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 on about it. You'll just have to ask Motor Ramblings about that. One of the other things I learned too about the Virginia state parks and the quality of their toilet paper that they use. That's hilarious, but yeah. I need to write a strongly worded review to the Virginia state parks and their lack of quality toilet paper. But yeah. Oh, also, and the last thing, I'll probably go on and on about this for months on end. But bring a camera. Bring a dedicated camera that fits easily into your tank bag. Something that you can grab and just take quick photographs. I know we all like to use our phones, and our phones have improved where the cameras are crazy quality, but you've got a small camera that you can take pictures with, stick it in your top of your tank bag, and don't do like I did. When you see something that says that'd be a good picture, by all means stop and take the dang picture, because you may not be back through there again unless you're like me, and you may make multiple trips up and down the BDR because first one problem or the next. But what an incredible route, what an incredible trip. It's 4 days on the road. Can't say anything bad about it. Things being what they are. Responsibilities are responsibilities. And I just couldn't see a friend riding home solo with compromised brakes. But if you get a chance to ride the MABDR, load that sucker up, head out, and enjoy. Not going to be the most off-road centric route, but man, oh man, what a scenic route, what a beautiful route. Take the time to talk to people, go to the little restaurants, go to the mom and pop stores. It's amazing what you'll find when you get out there on the super thin line roads.